Ciao Fabri, welcome back in our podcast. The transfer window we know is over, but we're already heading into 2026, the summer, what's going to happen. There are already some big rumors, some big updates. So let's start with the one of Antoine Griezmann.
Yes, because Griezmann is for sure one of the big stories of the last hours, I would say, and be very careful with this one because things are happening. The director of Orlando City, Ricardo Moreira, has been traveling secretly several times to Madrid in the recent weeks and months to try advance on the agreement with Antoine Griezmann. So Orlando City are going all in to sign Griezmann. They want him as their new designated player. The agreement between Griezmann and Orlando City is getting closer. Nothing is done, completed, agreed yet, but it's getting closer. The agreement Griezmann-Orlando. Now, the transfer window in MLS closes mid-March. So the desire of Orlando City is to have Griezmann now, before the end of the European season. Let's see if it's going to be possible, because Atletico Madrid are in a crucial moment of their season. They have a big game today, and also, obviously, in Copa del Rey. While in La Liga, the situation looks already quite clear. So Atletico Madrid will make a decision very soon. They insist on keeping Antoine Griezmann until the end of the season. But let's see also what the player decides. For sure, Orlando City are trying their best. Orlando City are pushing hard to make it happen. And Orlando City consider Griezmann as their absolute top target. We know the desire of Antoine Griezmann has always been one day to play in MLS. We mentioned that several times here on our podcast, and I keep saying that Orlando City are going all in to sign Griezmann.
Mentioning Orlando City, did they try to attract or approach other players?
They tried, and I can reveal this, a few months ago, it was around October, November, to approach also Richarlison from Tottenham. He's one of the names appreciated by Orlando City, by people in the management. So one of the players they considered. Then Richarlison didn't want to leave Tottenham in the January transfer window. On Richarlison, there are always many stories, always a lot of interest, for example, from Saudi. But at the moment, the player has not made any decision about leaving, staying, or this sort of things. Richarlison is focused on this season at Tottenham. And then at the end of the season, we will see what happens. But from Orlando City, there was genuine, strong interest in Richarlison. But now, I can guarantee, the absolute focus is on signing Griezmann now, if possible, otherwise in the summer.
Mentioning MLS and so the US men's national team, there is a breaking news, a big story coming out from Italy about a key player of the team coached by Mauricio Pochettino.
Yes, the news is coming from Turin, actually, because Weston McKennie, one of the best players in Serie A this season, doing very, very well, especially since Luciano Spalletti arrived at Juventus, especially in several positions. McKennie is fantastic because he can play really everywhere, from defender to midfielder to winger to center striker against Galatasaray last week. So McKennie is doing great at Juventus, and Juventus will reward him with a new contract because despite interest from England and also from other Italian clubs, considering a move for Weston McKennie on a free because he was, and he actually is, out of contract at Juventus, the agreement between Juve and Weston McKennie over new contract is now at the final stages. New contract offered to McKennie and this camp until June 2030, 4 million euros net per season. This is the salary offered to McKennie. The agreement is very close. Some details to sort, and then Juventus, after Kenan Yildiz, hope to announce also a new deal for Weston McKennie. Let me say it would be really important because, again, McKennie is doing fantastic, and for Juventus to keep this kind of players for their future is going to be absolutely crucial.
So despite the rumors, Cristiano Ronaldo has announced his decision. Was there ever a possibility to see him playing in the MLS or not?
Look, we always have, every moment there is Cristiano Ronaldo maybe potentially leaving his club, wherever he is. We always had this rumor about MLS in the last 3-4 years. But I can guarantee in January, despite all the things people said, there was never, not even a call, not even a contact, not even a negotiation between Cristiano Ronaldo's camp and MLS clubs. Nothing happened because Cristiano Ronaldo was never going to leave Al-Nassr. So that was completely fake. When you see this kind of stories, sometimes it's about Inter Miami and playing with Messi, sometimes playing against Messi, maybe another claim in MLS, but nothing really happened between Cristiano and MLS clubs. Cristiano is fully focused on Al-Nassr, confirmed what we always say here. I keep saying Cristiano wants to continue at Al-Nassr. He said, I belong to Saudi Arabia. I will continue at Al-Nassr. And so Cristiano said it, and it's now absolutely clear.
It was clear, but then it was also a month of tension, let's say, between Cristiano Ronaldo and Al-Nassr. So what happened between the two sides?
Yeah, let me explain really what happened in this story. Basically, what I understand is that Cristiano Ronaldo never had any sort of problem with Al-Nassr as a club, with Al-Nassr management. The relationship with Simão Coutinho, José Semedo is absolutely fantastic. With the manager, Jorge Jesus, excellent relationship with his teammates as well. So no problem at all with Al-Nassr. The issue was that Cristiano Ronaldo was not happy in January with how PIF, the group, the public fund managing several important clubs in Saudi, how they manage the budget in January and not only. So how they decided to orient this money between the clubs they control. We saw Karim Benzema joining Al Hilal, for example. Al-Nassr didn't sign any player in January. So let's say that Cristiano was not happy with some of this management, but it's not with Al-Nassr. I always say, don't overreact on these Cristiano stories in the media, because, okay, there is something to sort, but it doesn't mean that Cristiano is leaving, doesn't mean that Cristiano wants to leave Al-Nassr. I'm told that Cristiano is hungrier than ever to win titles with Al-Nassr, and so this remains the absolute focus.
There are always rumors about players possibly coming back to Europe from Saudi, and one of them is Darwin Núñez. Do you see him potentially going back to Europe in the summer?
I think there is very good chances to see Darwin Núñez back to Europe in the summer transfer window. Yes, then if it's not Europe, at least for Darwin Núñez to leave Al Hilal. Why? Because he's no longer in the squad, the Saudi Pro League squad, only playing in the Asian Champions League. And also, since Karim Benzema joined, obviously the role of Darwin Núñez at Al Hilal is completely different compared to 6-7 months ago when they signed him from Liverpool. Now, the situation for Darwin Núñez is not easy. You can imagine a big player, a Premier League winner, a top player like Darwin Núñez doesn't want to be considered as a second choice or out of the Saudi Pro League squad at Al Hilal. So the situation is quite complicated. I think in the summer they will look for new solution. There were possibilities with Fenerbahce, many in the media, but in terms of reality was never closed. The move of Darwin Núñez to Fener in January. In the summer, I think it's going to be a different story.
Do you have updates on Marcus Rashford? Because there are many rumors coming from Spain, from England about the Manchester United player on loan to Barcelona.
Yeah, what we can say on Marcus Rashford, and we keep receiving many questions, is the two different situations. One is on Barcelona side, one is on Manchester United side. On Barcelona side, was very clear is that Barca want to keep Rashford. So Barcelona already made a proposal to Marcus Rashford, already spoke to the agents, already spoke to his camp to keep Marcus Rashford at the club. So Barca message from Deco and from the club to the player is, we want you to continue here. And Rashford is very happy. Then there is the club side. And from Man United, they say, we will not negotiate on the 30 million euros buy option clause. If Barcelona want to sign Rashford, you have a buy option in the contract, in the loan agreement made in July 2025. So if you want Rashford, go and pay 30 million euros. Barcelona want to negotiate on this money. So let's see financially how this will go between Barca and Man United. But for sure, the intention is clear. Meetings are taking place because Barcelona wanted to make sure they can guarantee to the player that they want to continue with him, and their technical decision is made, waiting for the financial situation to be sorted.
Let's move to Paris Saint-Germain because there are some contract movements there.
Yeah, on Paris Saint-Germain, I wanted to talk about contracts because there are different stories. Fabian Ruiz is extending his contract. William Pacho is extending his contract. These two are already done. The most recent one is João Neves. João Neves will put pen to paper soon until 2030. So new contract for João Neves, who's been big part of the fantastic season Paris Saint-Germain experienced 1 year ago. And João Neves is considered a crucial part of PSG project for present and future. So new contract till 2030, salary improved, new bonuses included, and so João Neves is staying. Then there is a situation to clarify with Senne Mayulu, this talent from Paris Saint-Germain, who is happy at PSG, who considers obviously his opportunity to be at PSG fantastic, but he wants to play. He wants guarantees on game time. Paris Saint-Germain presented a new contract proposal to Senne Mayulu, but there is no agreement at this stage. So at the moment, the situation of Mayulu is one to watch. Let's see if they can find a financial and technical agreement in terms of game time and in terms of money. So there is a conversation ongoing. The first contract proposal was not convincing for the player. Let's see if with PSG they can sort this contract soon.
So some weeks ago, Leonard Carl, the talent of Bayern Munich, mentioned that his dream will be to be a Real Madrid player one day, and that we discussed here in the podcast what's the reality of this situation. So many Real Madrid fans are asking, is this dream becoming a reality or not?
Don't think this summer, because at the moment what I can say on Leonard Carl is that in the summer, last summer 2025, he signed a new contract at Bayern. Then this new contract already included a clause to make it active now, because he turned 18 over the weekend, Happy birthday to Lennart Karl, but he turned 18, and so now his new contract is valid until 2029 with an increased salary. So already new contract last summer, new contract now till 2029. But I can tell you that Bayern are already negotiating with Lennart Karl a completely new contract with higher salary until 2031, and so they are working hard on this to keep the player at the club. Then, dreaming about Real Madrid one day, Lennart Karl, he said that, so we will see what's going to happen in the future, but now the present is absolutely focused on Bayern. There are negotiations on this contract, also with his advisor Michael Ballack, the former German legend, so conversations ongoing, but for sure, Lennart Karl and Bayern, there is a very good relationship.
Thank you, Fabri, for that. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Ciao, guys.